but she's guilty as hell. And now we would have to go through the process because they destroyed all evidence. They deleted everything.
Wow, guys, Trump makes a massive announcement towards these January 6th committee members and old President Joe Biden. This one leaves them shook. You gotta check this out. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss none of the videos that I post. Let's get right to it.
And I was going to talk about the things that Joe did today with the pardons of people that were very, very guilty of very bad crimes, like the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs, where they literally, I mean, what they did is they destroyed and deleted all of the information, all of the hearings, practically not a thing left. They deleted all the information on Nancy Pelosi having turned down the offer of 10,000 soldiers. You wouldn't have needed 10,000. You could have had 500.
Yeah.
And it would have stopped.
So before we even dive into this video, guys, I believe all their security clearances that they have need to be revoked, taken away. You know, when was the first time that you ever heard of a president pardoning his whole family, you know, and giving them preemptive pardons at that? These guys are as guilty gets. Let's keep going, man. This is one of those videos.
Because we may have had 1 million people that day, the people that were there. You don't see any photographs, but we have a lot of great photos. But you don't see those photographs. They don't put them in. They show the people at the Capitol. But I was talking about that. I was going to talk about that. They said, please don't bring that up right now. You can bring it up tomorrow. I said, how about now in front of the very... I'll bring it up right now.
Turn the lights on. Yeah.
You know, this little time delay is good because we're getting great reviews on the speech. Now watch. They'll take the speech and say, I didn't like it because he left there and he's talked to people. But we're giving you a little more information than we gave upstairs. But no, they pardoned a lot of people. They pardoned, before we even get to today, they pardoned, 33 murderers.
Come on, man.
Absolute murderers, the worst murderers. You know, when you get the death sentence in the United States, you have to be bad. Because they don't give it much. And he pardoned almost everybody having a death sentence. And if you went through the crimes that were committed, you wouldn't even believe them. The level of violence, the people that were killed, the innocence of people that were killed, and children killed by these people. And he pardoned them for whatever reason. He spared them, and but they didn't spare the people that they killed. And
he wanted to pardon these people, man, so they can come right back out into the real world and cause more chaos. You know, he did as much damage as I don't even know how to do the math on this, because the amount of damage that Biden caused with letting all the illegals in here, you know, then giving them money to stay here is just insane. You know, it doesn't get worse than what it is. I'm telling you guys, Trump turned the lights on today, and I think he's gonna every day. I think they're gonna stay on. He turned the lights on today, and all the roaches just were scrammed. You know, ran everywhere, every direction. You know, everyone's shook, everyone's worried. But hey, Kamala's the only one that didn't get a preemptive pardon, so he has to at least go after her. Let's keep going, man.
You know, who knows what happens in the future. It's one of the worst, because a lot of times they let them out early after that. You know, they say you're going to be in for life, but then all of a sudden they get let out for good behavior, and then they go on a rampage. You know, it's one of those little things, right? But I was going to talk about that. But I was really going to talk about the level of, you know, what's going on. Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to help a guy like Milley?
Yeah.
Why are we doing Milley? He was pardoned. What he said, terrible what he said. Why are we helping some of the people? Why are we helping Liz Cheney? I mean, Liz Cheney is a disaster. She's a crying lunatic and crying Adam Kinzinger. He's a super crying. I never saw the guy not crying. He's always crying. I looked at him. I remember years ago he was actually on my side. And then one day, you know, when you don't want to kill people in wars, they turn against you. Liz Cheney hated the concept of not going to war with everybody. Let's kill everybody. Let's spend a lot of money on military equipment. You know, where her father works, right? And but what she did was incredible. Think of it. They destroyed and deleted all of that information that went on for almost 2 years against Trump. And the reason they did, because it was all false. Like the person that said, I tried to strangle a Secret Service agent. That's one of the toughest human beings I think I've ever seen. I actually had a friend saying, please don't change that, sir. You are the coolest sucker in history. Remember, she said, I put my hands around his neck because he wouldn't go to the Capitol. Made up fiction. And I was rebuffed. And the guy on the right is a massive weightlifter, probably stronger than me. Do you think he's stronger than me, honey? You know who I'm talking about. Possibly stronger than me. Slightly younger than me, like, I won't say how many years because I don't want to talk about that, but a lot of years. But I had a friend that said, why are you disputing that story? That's the coolest story I've ever heard. That I would attack a karate champion, get slightly rebuffed, and then throw my arms around a guy with a neck about this big.
That makes sense.
Even though there are bars, you know, there are bars, you can't really do that anyway. So I wanted to talk about that. But all of that stuff got deleted. And the reason it got deleted is they were all caught in lies. You know, Secret Service testified, and they said it didn't happen. Actually, the two guys were very embarrassed. They're suffering because their friends are saying, did Trump really do that to you? But they gained a whole new respect for me.
Guys, I'll say this because I know you're feeling the same exact way I feel. I don't want to hear about pardons. I'm tired of hearing about pardons. You know, I want to see justice, and I want to see these people, and I want to see it now, and I want to see these people go to jail for the exact stuff that they accuse us for. You know, I'm tired of all these pardons. The same stuff that they're accusing Trump for are the same exact things they're doing behind closed doors. They're just like happen to be the people that call the cops and try to handle it, and they have a lot of people in positions of power, to go after this man. But now that he's in here, the smiles that are on these people's face left. A lot of these Democrats left the inauguration rally early. A lot of them was sitting there, man, ready to cry, ready to run, because they know what's in works. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these people fled the country to go leave and live somewhere else, and I wouldn't be mad about it either, because that type of cancerous cell that we have in America right now needs to leave. Needs to leave the politics. They just need to go, man. How can you do something to someone like this that really cares about America? Let's keep going, man, because today I've been dropping videos nonstop because a lot of this stuff has to be talked about, man, and I'm happy everything we asked for is finally going into effect. Let's keep going.
But it was just make-believe stuff, and there were a lot of make-believe stories made up.
Yeah.
So rather than suffer the wrath, like the story with Nancy Pelosi, I offered her 10,000 soldiers. She knows it. She admitted it on tape that her daughter made. She's a videographer or whatever you call her, which I'm glad she is. Oh, she can't be in good stead with Nancy. But Nancy said it was my responsibility as she's leaving the Capitol. She said it was, and it was. She's in charge of security at the Capitol. But I offered them up to 10,000 soldiers, even more. One time I said more, as many as you need. But you needed 400 or 500. If 4 or 5, you 10,000, that would be more than the number of people there by lot. But we offered her 10,000. Think of it, 10,000 soldiers. In other words, J6 wouldn't be J6. There would have been no J6. But she rebuffed them. She didn't like it. No, she didn't like it. Maybe she wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
But she's guilty as hell. And now we would have to go through the process because they destroyed all evidence. They deleted everything. There's virtually nothing left. The other...
Investigate those people. If you deleted an email, you're scared of something. I think the Supreme Court needs to investigate this pre-pardon thing, because they're basically giving you a license knowingly, that you're going to go out there and commit a crime. So you have fear. You have no fear of consequences. That is unconstitutional. I'm happy Trump's in office, and I'm actually like glad that I believe he's going to go after these people. Let me know what you guys think about this situation, this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I got some more stuff dropping for you guys today. Yeah.